days away from leaving on this trip to Peru, the Andes Mountains, and Machu Picchu. I thought I'd get candid for a moment about less of the training, less of everything that we've done to prepare for this, and more of where I am, how I'm feeling, and where we're gonna take this. Obviously, I've been thinking about this a lot. We have been talking about this trip with our friends for years. We got serious in our conversations about a year ago. It's like, could we really make it happen in this next year? And we finally pulled the trigger and booked it 6 months ago. Now, aligning all of our schedules and getting everybody to be able to go at the same time was a feat in and of itself. 10 adults with different lives going different directions and schedules. I'm just so grateful that we're all able to go at the same time. One of the biggest things for me is just remembering and reminding myself where I was in my 20s. In my 20s, I was a dreamer. I was also in the throes of deep, unfelt, unheard emotions that showed up on my body in the form of weight. I did not know how to get past that hurdle of carrying so much on my body. I've talked about that story. You've seen the before pictures. You've seen the transformation. And all of that is awesome and great. And I celebrate it and I continue to talk about it because I think it's an inspiring story and it's nice to hear other stories of transformation. But one of the things about transformation is it doesn't stop. Transformation continues to move forward. When you're willing to live life alive and willing to be curious and willing to lean into awe and wonder, that means technically you're constantly challenging yourself. You're constantly in the throes of the unknowns and uncertainty. And that's exciting. And what comes with excitement is fear. Doses of fear have been present throughout all of these months of training for Machu Picchu. And I gotta be honest, people have been asking me these last couple weeks, are you excited? Are you ready? And a couple times I have honestly admitted I am freaked out. I am freaked out. I have never done anything like this before. I have never traveled so far, traveled so high, put myself in the throes of a physical challenge. 5 days trekking, that's a long time. Sleeping underneath the stars, eating food that who knows how it's gonna process. The best parts though is being with people that I know, love, and trust. And I continue to come back to that. I continue to come back to leaning on the support system that's gonna be there with us. But that doesn't mean that I'm not freaked out and having moments of anxiety, sleepless nights, wondering if I'm packing the right things. Have I trained enough? Did I do enough breath work? Do I have the right things? Will my body be able to handle the elevation? Will it be able to acclimatize? It's constant. The questions through the anxiety and the fear is constant. Sometimes I wish that I had a remedy or a solve for moving through those anxious questions. And I really don't. I kind of just ride the wave as if it's a really turbulent wave, and I get on my surfboard and I fall off and I get back on and I deal with the sleepless nights and I deal with the anxiety and I talk about it and I name it. And I don't think that there's necessarily one solution to deal with the anxiety that comes when taking on a challenge or a trek like this. I think it's just continuing to move forward. And for me anyway, it's about being willing to show up. The only thing that I have to do, I have no expectations about how this is gonna go, what I'm supposed to do. My only expectation is to show up and see what happens. Show up to the airport, show up to the city, show up to the trek, put one foot in front of the other, and just see. And you're gonna get to see it too, because I'm gonna document as much of it as I possibly can. If I can, right? Because if I show up and all I can do is put one foot in front of the other, documenting heads out the window. But we're gonna see what we can bring back to y'all. And that's it. You know, I learned from a book written by Jane McGonigal about your superpowers. I'll link it in the show notes below. The feeling of fear can quickly be transformed to the feeling of excitement. And I used to do this, I actually do this quite frequently. If I have an interview, a phone call, somebody I'm gonna talk to that it might make me feel nervous using my voice in a certain way, instead of sitting in that nerve, just feeling the breath really shallow, feeling my body, just that energy pulsing through, I'm gonna set this down for a second. I will jump up and down and expand my body and move that energy through and say, I'm excited, get excited. I'm excited, get excited. I'm excited, get excited. And something transforms in that moment of expelling the anxious energy, expelling the nerves, and letting it out. And it turns into excitement, and it turns into curiosity, and it turns into wonder. I wonder what's gonna happen. I wonder what I'm gonna be surprised with. I wonder who we're gonna meet. I wonder how this is gonna go. I wonder how the documentation and the filming is gonna go. How will the videos turn out? How will the camera turn out? How will the photos turn out? I don't know. And that is probably the best part of this entire trip, is I have no idea how this is gonna go. I'm so excited for it. I'm a little bit freaked out. I'm gonna be honest about that. This trip marks just a huge moment in my life. From my 20s to my 30s, to being able to do something epic like this, to train for it, to be challenged by it, to be in the best shape of my life, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, to be able to go and do this and absorb and receive and interact and communicate and relate with everything that happens. I don't know that there is any other expectation or willingness than that of, I just get to show up. And I'm so grateful for that, and I'm so excited to see what happens. So this is me before the trip. We've got a lot packed, but we still have a lot more to pack. We have some food and protein bars to try to make sure that we're hitting our protein and our macros on the trip. I can't guarantee that that's gonna happen. What we are gonna do is for sure maintenance, probably not gonna track everything, but try to keep an eyeball on the protein that's coming in, just to make sure that our body is recovering from all it's expending. Hydration is happening. Creatine is top-notch priority. And then everything else in between, we'll just see. So that's it, friends. Here we go. We've done the training. We've planned it out. The rest is open arms, show up, see what happens. We'll catch you on the trail. We'll catch you on the trek. See you there.
Make it quick, 'cause I'm on another mission. I take a twist, 'cause I'm